Good morning world, welcome to another vlog from our beautiful home here on this wonderful island. If this is the first video of ours you've ever seen, welcome. We live in a fairly remote place in the Philippines, a very beautiful island called Siargao. We've been here for over 3 years now and we absolutely love it. Surigao is located in like the northeast part of Mindanao, which is a part of the Philippines that doesn't get that much attention. Mindanao doesn't have the best reputation. We think it's amazing here. If you are a surfer, you've probably heard of Surigao because it's right next to the Philippines Deep, one of the biggest trenches in the world, which is why they get amazing waves here, amazing surf. We are a British family consisting of myself, my wife, and our 6-year-old daughter, and our rescue dog, Poppy Love, who is a Filipino Aspen. And we've been searching for home for the last 10 to 12 years. I guess collectively it's been much longer than that, but we have settled on this island of Siargao for now. We feel like it is one of the best places we've discovered on our journeys. Of course, it goes without saying that no place in the world is perfect, but we do feel like this island has ticked most of our boxes, which is why we have decided that we wanted to build a home here. We are just coming out of the wet and windy season and now we're getting consistent sunshine, which is great for our solar powered house. We currently rent a house by the beach here and we bought a solar system for the house probably about a year and a half ago, and we've been living mostly off grid for that amount of time. It has been wonderful. We do actually have a house update for you today. We got new drawings from the Cubo team. Cubo is a prefabricated engineered bamboo house company in Manila that is going to be building our actual house for us, and they sent the drawings over, so I want to show that to you guys later so you can see the exterior of the house, but more on that later. Poppy's sniffing at the butterflies. This is the first time Poppy has whined at me to go for a walk. See what the rest of the family is up to. I've locked myself out. We're locked out, Poppy. Hello. Hello. You're naked. There's that beautiful view out the window. And that sound of the ocean. Unbeatable, isn't it? Actually, our sofa cushion is out here drying in the sun. It took about 10 minutes to dry. Story spilt some water on it. Keep the air conditioning in. Story's sitting over there having her breakfast. Poppy's looking very sorry for herself. She normally does this when she comes back from her walks. She'll sit under the table for a few minutes. Sacha has finished her workout now and is making the coffee. And I'm just sitting down to show you the new updated interior shots of the house. Before I start, to give you some context, the house that we currently live in, this rented house, is about 110 square meters. I'll show you around quickly. You have to excuse the mess, things are a little bit lived in. This is our bedroom, probably about 10 adult steps across before you get to the other side of the room. I'm not sure the exact square meterage of this place. Then out here we have this really open living space, which I feel like, to be honest, has quite a lot of wasted area here. And then coming around the corner is our living space too. So this is all just one big open space with nothing there. Hello, Story.
Hi.
Morning.
Yeah.
Nothing up on the top, you know, just like unused. And the kitchen's over there. Story's room looks a bit like a disaster zone at the moment, but her room is slightly smaller than ours with a window on that side. And then in here we have our bathroom space, which is basically just toilet, sink, shower, and most of the room is a shower cubicle actually. It's like half shower cubicle and then half everything else with a little bit of storage up there. So I think I am right in assuming that this house is about 110 square meters, but everything is in one place, like where we do our work, where Story does her homeschooling, where we do our workouts. It's all just one space, and I feel like 110 square meters could be better used. So the house we're having built is 130 square meters, and it's actually 2 floors. So we are having chats with the company to try and see if we can make the layout as smart as possible. So what we're looking at right here is the official Cubo team mock-up for the ground floor of our new house. So the house, if you don't know already, is going to be made of engineered bamboo and metal, of course. it was basically a square. Most of the living and usable space is of course going to be in the downstairs. So we quickly realised that 130 square metres even is still quite a tricky and smallish space to work with. So this is like the exterior deck, the front steps. You walk through the front door. On the left hand side, you turn to the left, there'll be like a kind of seating dining area, and there'll be a nice big window here letting in some light. Turn to the right and there's a sofa with storage underneath it, and then there'll be like a TV up on this wall and the staircase which leads to the upper floor, and each of these steps is also a storage cupboard. Following this route in here, and then to the right, we've got the downstairs bathroom, double sink and the shower cubicle, and then you walk through here and there's like a bar stool area and a L-shaped wrap kitchen top. So we've got lots of space for cooking. The sink is built in, which has its own bamboo cover as well. So when you put the engineered bamboo cover on top, it makes the surface area even bigger. Looking further up this way, you've got the kind of fridge in the corner here, and then this island slash storage zone. All of this underneath here is also storage, and then the back door to the back garden. And then this bit here will be the master bedroom, cupboard storage here built into the walls, windows, kind of bedside cabinets here, nice big bed, windows again, and then we'll have our own exterior deck here, which we're also thinking about maybe having an exterior bathtub on if we can't fit a bathtub on the inside. So it turns into a bit of a experience. This here, this little black line, if you can see that, is actually a ladder up onto a mezzanine, which I will show you in the next image. So imagine we're walking up this little ladder here. We have this completely free open space here. So the idea being is that when you walk into the house, you can look all the way up and you can see all the way to the ceiling. If you look to the right, you can see all the way to the ceiling, left, and straight ahead, like towards where the kitchen is. You will have this kind of sense of openness. And then the mezzanine will not, it will jut into that space a bit, but it won't look like an actual floor. So it's going to be open on all sides. And we thought maybe we could use it for play area, or maybe we could put Sacha's piano. There's 2 windows up here too, so it should be nice and bright. And then coming back down again, and then going past the staircase, which again has storage in it. This is going to be Story's bedroom. Now at this point, the mock-up isn't accurate because we asked them to make this wall here a completely closed off wall, but I think my drawing and my explanation didn't get understood perfectly, and they've made it into like a kind of barrier, which we don't want. We want the upstairs section to be like a completely enclosed room for Story. Perhaps we can put like a little window space in there, so when Story is in her bedroom, she'll be able to look down over the top and see like us watching TV in the evening or something, or you know, just be able to look out so it's not completely boxed in. Of course there are windows up here. There's a window here, and there's a desk here, and the bed will be here. And again, they've forgotten to put in our ensuite bathroom idea, which we will put here. So it's directly above the other bathroom downstairs, and that's where it's going to go. So it's very similar to the mock-ups that I drew. There's just a few things that they are working on to try and see if they can keep the house within budget for us. If we go too crazy and say, can you add this, can you add that, or can you make the design way off what they currently use as their specification, it's gonna cost us too much to have built. It's getting there. This is the interior of our house.
Alright, sprout update. So I transferred all the sponges to a baking tray because it's the biggest thing that we have. So these seeds are arugula seeds or rocket seeds, and we have a hydroponic garden which is set up outside. We haven't used it yet, so these are going to be the first seedlings that go into the hydroponic tubes. We've got a few successful ones. This one in particular is probably the best one. These 2 over here are looking pretty good. They actually have roots as well, I've checked. So, and this one hasn't really done anything. I don't think these ones are going to succeed. So they're in water. There's like a couple of mil of water in the base of this. The sponges are moist. As the day goes on, they do get a nice bit of light, and then we keep them in the oven overnight because we can just pack them away in there and it's nice for them. In here we've got purple basil, but they haven't developed either. But I did look on YouTube, and a couple of people have said they could take up to 2 weeks to even germinate. So I have extra seeds here in the tissue. This is what they're looking like, but again there's no sign of life at all, so I don't know if they're going to work. But that is purple basil. I might transfer some of these into the sponges where they're not really thriving and see what happens. One day we'll have a thriving hydroponic garden full of greens and herbs.
Okay, the last house update we're going to do today is the exterior of the house. We've only just seen this ourselves about a day and a half ago, 2 days ago max.
Yeah.
As we showed you on the interior shots, it is pretty much a square from the inside, but when you look at it from the outside now, with the 2 exterior decks on it, it is looking cool. It's got like an L shape to it.
Yeah, the extra terrace area is something that we requested so that we could have an extra outdoor space accessed from our bedroom. So the house as standard comes with the front terrace and the front deck, but we wanted to have a little bit more extra outdoor. Poppy's come to have a look as well. What do you think, Pop?
Doesn't look that interested. You bored?
Boring. Can we talk about something else?
So this is the front of the house, you can see here.
When we first saw this drawing of the exterior was to perhaps have the 2 balconies connected, so we didn't have this L-shape gap in the middle of the 2 balconies. Rather than having it as 2 separate things, they could kind of be joined. But then we thought maybe we could just have, like at the front, they've got the step down, we could just remove the extra bar on one of the sides and just have that as a step down instead, so they can be connected that way. So it's not like a fully sealed balcony from the bedroom. And then the gap in the middle there could be a herb garden, or that could be where the hydroponics go, or we could have some wildflowers growing. Like that can be a little garden seating area as well, like an extension of the balcony outdoor space.
Yeah, and you can see here they've got the 2 nice long windows here, so from the inside of the house, the living room area or the staircase, we'll be able to look out and see that point there. So it might be quite nice to look out of the window and see the garden. It will keep costs down, because like we're already kind of at the max end of our budget here. If we start asking them to do more and more customizations,
yes,
it's easier to remove things than it is to put things in.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of this stuff we can add later.
Yeah, like we said before, like this doesn't feel real yet. And I think when you're seeing things like this, it's easy to go, oh yeah, I don't want that, I want that there, I'd add that in, I'd do this, I'd do that. But then obviously you're paying for this. It's not a game. Like
yeah,
it can feel a bit like oh, how we can make our perfect house. Let's add extra windows and let's do this and let's put a pool in and then you're like, hang on, actually we have to pay for it.
Well, the idea is to only have them do what we know can't be done on the island. But we do have a good furniture making company here, the Siargao Green Artisans, which can add things to it. And also we are thinking to have them send extra materials with the truck, so we can make extra bamboo shelving or whatever out of the same material as the house, and I can do a lot of that stuff myself. So we are thinking a bit more efficiently now. This image we're looking at here is actually the back of the house, and you can see from this angle the house looks a lot more metal than it does bamboo, which I'm not 100% keen on. So this is kind of like their stone clad metal exterior. As it stands, only the front of the house has the bamboo cladding and the inside is the bamboo interior walls and everything. But it looks more like a container home, and this is kind of like their new style. Before it was more bamboo-y, and now they've gone more container homey, and I'm not keen on that. So I'm thinking to ask to add more cladding so it's more bamboo than metal.
Yeah, I don't actually mind it, because we did actually think about having a container home as well. That was one of our other very first ideas when we thought about building a house. So I actually don't mind the look of it, but yeah, an extra kind of bamboo element on the exterior would be nice, just to give it that this is a bamboo house look.
I'm thinking maybe if you see this side of the house, we could have the bamboo cladding, but instead of having it in a straight line all the way across or all the way up to the top, we could have it like in a kind of waved pattern. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? So it'd just be the strips, you know, like on the outside of the house, but like, so you've got a full cladding on the front edge, but then when you come to here, it will be like wee down there. So this will be, when you walk in, this will be what you look left at, the dining, seating, living area. This is the kitchen window, and this is the kitchen back door. This is the opposite angle, looking directly at the exterior terrace for our bedroom. It's self-explanatory. You can see where the windows and doors are. I think it's going to be quite nice and light. This will be at the back of the house, so I'm not too concerned about how it looks from the outside because it's going to be private.
Yeah.
We're going to keep this part of the house on the interior side of the land, so if anybody's passing by on the main road or whatever, they won't be able to see us in our bedroom. You know, they'll only see the front of the house. And then lastly, just another angle from the front of the house. So you can see there that that is where the bamboo cladding is. The front door is actually going to be quite cool. It's like going to be a nice Filipino designed bamboo front door with some light coming through it as well. Big windows. I feel like it's going to be nice and bright, and maybe we'll change some of the black to white. I'm not sure. I don't know. How do you feel about the black and the black house?
I quite like it, but I think maybe having white is more pleasing on the eye. I think, I don't know. I don't mind the black and the bamboo look. I think it looks quite cool, actually, quite modern. But it might be one of those things, like once it's there and up, you'd be like, oh, I wish we'd have gone for white. Yeah. Because it's more neutral, you know.
Well, definitely on the inside, we're going to have their white kit. Yeah. So you can choose whether it's like the natural finish, the white finish, or the black finish. And I think white on the inside is going to make it look so spacious and bright and happy. And then we can add colour to that, whereas adding colour to black is a bit stylised. Yeah. So that is the house. These are the latest drawings, and we're super excited to see it's actually taking form. Yeah. It won't be long now before we get to the stage where it's like, all right, we're done, start building, and then we can go and visit the house being built in the factory in Manila. That would be extremely cool.
It will be. Looking forward to that day very much.
Yeah, can't imagine it happening, but of course it is. It just takes a little bit of time. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that little house update, and we'll share more when we get them. If you guys are interested in seeing more of our behind the scenes pictures and updates, don't forget you can follow us on our Patreon page, where we share a lot of more personal moments and updates of our journey. All the links below, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.